were here when we shot the film. There was a third one that just got blown down not too long ago. The house is exactly where the house was. In fact, I know that because Becky Diener McElhaney, said when they were excavating for the foundation for this house that they had actually turned up some of the old block. What happened is we got to film here, and I'm going to just say this and then it's their show. But we got to film here because they were going to tear the place down. And it ended up being perfect for us because we could nail in the walls and we could destroy. In fact, we had to, Jack and I pretty much single-handedly, and with Stravinsky, dressed the place up so it looked like it was actually, could be inhabited. And then we thought they were going to tear it down right away, but it didn't get torn down. We finished up here in the fall, and we finished up in the fall.
We started in June shooting, and then for 19 days, then we came back in the fall.
Yeah, and anyway, we thought they were going to tear it down right away. Well, it didn't get torn down, not even the following spring, but the following spring. And it was originally, this was all meant to be, I mean, when you see the zombies coming through, it's a shame because it's full of corn right now, but when it's grass, it really is, it is the place. You can just tell by the tree line and whatever. But the McElhaney's were sweet enough to allow us to come out here and do this, and they get it. I mean, they just get it all the time. It's just like they're a Night of the Living Dead fans here constantly. So that's it. I'll turn it over. I'm sure these two have some things to say. Try to say something. Let him just babble on for ever and ever.
Hey Gary, which way did the house face? The front?
That would have been the porch, the front porch.
Okay.
This end where the fireplace is. And it faced
this way.
Out.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so where would the gas pump
getting this place to shoot was the most critical part of the whole
right
production.
Back in there.
Because we didn't know how could we get a house that we could destroy on our no-budget film. So a young guy named Jack Ligo was a college student at the time, and he was an intern for us, and he knew about the place. It used to be a church camp. Before that, it was, I guess, a regular operating farm, and I don't know the whole history of it, but then I think he knew they were going to tear the place down and turn it into sod farm, so that's how we got lucky and solved that major problem
which is world famous.
in the budget.
I heard.
So $300 a month we rented, which was a lot of money to us then. Even today, I mean, somebody has $300 tomorrow. You remember when we shot the scene for...
Talk louder.
Talk louder?
Talk louder, yes.
Use your loud voice.
Well, we can do that.
If
don't be
shy. I had to get into that damn zombie makeup several different times. The first time was in the cemetery, because I was going to be the cemetery zombie. So I got into that makeup, and Carl Hardman did the makeup with dermal wax, which is very hard to peel off. I used to have to use a table knife to get it off of my skin, and dermal wax is what morticians use to rebuild somebody's face if they're injured in a car accident or whatever, and now they're dead, and the face needs to be reconstructed. And we had one can of that to last us through the whole picture. And I think I may have been the only zombie that used the dermal wax. So Heisman showed up, and I said, "Oh great, you be the zombie. I'll keep loading magazines." So I spent the rest of the day, working through and whatever else I needed to do. And there were shots of me in that zombie makeup doing the crew work. So then later, I got into the same makeup to be the zombie that gets the tire iron. And the way things would happen, well, nobody was around. Who's going to be? The camera crew is there and nobody else. And so I said, well, hell, I'll have to be the zombie. And that was it. So, and then the third time, which if you remember, I had to get into that makeup again because Channel 11 was doing, well, I better talk louder. Channel 11 was doing a thing about the movie, you know, that was going to help promote the film. And I had to come up behind Dave James and I think
Light a cigarette.
and light a cigarette.
Yeah.
You know, here comes this zombie coming at Dave James, who was a newscaster at the time. And then I pop up and instead of biting into him, I get a light for a cigarette. He did something in that spot.
I don't think
Maybe I'm misremembering. But Dave James, incidentally, was later one of my favorite zombies. Because Dave James came out, in addition to all this publicity we were getting from Channel 11 and Bill Cardille and that whole crowd, Dave came out to be a zombie in the end of the film where they're being gunned down. And he did such a great fall. He's the one that gets shot in the face. His hands go up to his face and he just falls dead. And he did such a great job of that. That was always one of my favorite school kills.
He's the last one in the
something,
film.
Judy.
He's the last still to get shot that you see.
He might be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there
The
anything
only one, there are about
special you wanna
six schools that have the distinction of being the first. It's either the tire iron in the head or the first one to, you know, but he does have the exclusive distinction of being the last.
Does he know that?
I think he does.
Now, wasn't the sound
last
effect
one
that
tomorrow.
they used on your head, wasn't that a melon?
No, they actually put the tire in there.
But they plunged it into a melon, and then that was the sound effect.
That was the
wasn't it?
sound effect because we were shooting without sound when I got stabbed in the head. And we couldn't get the tire iron out, so we sawed it off front and back and did a skin graft. It had the, you know, I didn't mind it in one way because it raised my IQ by 10 points. But to this day, when I go past the junkyard, they turn that magnet on, I'm in big trouble. Those are all true stories. But they did, you're right, the sound effect was a tire iron going into a melon. But Carl Hardman and Marilyn Eastman, they did a lot of sound effects work at their sound studio, Hardman Eastman Studios.
That actually, I recorded that.
You recorded that?
In our studio.
You sure?
I'm absolutely. Absolutely.
He lies about
Did you
that.
eat the melon afterwards?
No, I had to clean up the mess.
But Gary,
Okay, shut up, Jack. Does anybody have anything they wanted to ask?
The pump and where you and the truck and everything, where did that take place here?
Isn't that thick, right? Or, yeah.
Just to the.
And so much of
Right.
that was done after midnight, you know, retake after retake. And actually, when the truck blew up, I was safely sitting with everybody else eating hot dogs on the side. But bugs kept flying into our mouths. And then, of course, George, I had my line, I can't, my jacket's cut. And George, you know, I had to say it a few times, and one time George said, okay, say I can't, my jacket's cut again. So I said, I can't, my jacket's cut again. And there was dead silence for maybe 5 seconds, and then everybody started to laugh, and you know, because we were so tired, so we were just punching, really.
And that also happened. The truck was blown up right in this field, you know, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say, you know, a little behind the house.
Wasn't there like another elevation? It wasn't this road, but you know the truck does that U-turn and like takes off. He said there was like a kind of like ruts in the field here.
He's probably right. I would never go against
I think
anything.
maybe she's the one who paid them. She came out with her 18-wheeler and she made them.
Yeah.
Have you got any acting experience before? Like, you did a really good job.
Oh,
Your delivery of the lines was very good.
well, I read for for Judy O'Day's part because I worked with these guys, you know, and I really just enjoyed them. And so they wrote the part of Judy for me. You know, it wasn't anything that was too taxing. And so, you know, I mean, I was almost a teenager. I think I was 20. So they made it easy for me. And then George was very patient. So.
In the original script, which this is the original script, yeah, copy. The way I wrote it first, the Tom character was a 40-some-year-old cemetery caretaker, and he was hiding in the basement with the Coopers. Well, then we wanted Judy to be in the movie. We wanted somebody younger than the person, and so we just made Tom character younger.